invitation, and it's a great honor to share our experience with this kind of elite architects. And as Cihangir Sherpa said, we have a chance or experience to build in the shoreline. As you know, maybe we can let's begin the geography. You see the Mediterranean geography, and we are working in this area, in the western coast of Turkey. And the second one, please. And the Aegean coast of Turkey, the western part of Turkey, please. And this is Çeşme Peninsula, a small peninsula. It's very near to Izmir. Izmir is the third city of Turkey. And as you know, our vacation understanding of nowadays totally began a kind of coastal vacations and related with the seashore. Thank you very much. For this reason, all the coasts of the Turkey, especially the western coasts, are under the pressure of this kind of second houses or the summer houses, especially. And Çeşme also under these conditions now. And we almost 16 years ago, we found a chance to build a different project in Çeşme. Please second. And on this site, we have a project. Of course, we are not alone as a group, and there are a group of architects, especially our advisors from France. It's a very experienced group. We built together a part of this project. Still going on this project. We are still working on the new phases of this project. The name of the project, Port Alaçatı, is the village of this town. But I must say that there was a port here, and this part was the land totally. But there is a small river on this here. But here there is a totally new channel and dragging and built some kind of new coast. With the buildings, we built at the same time the cost of this settlement. Next one. This is a part of this settlement. Of course, these are the channels, new channels, and you can use boats here and for the mooring at the same time. And the main idea is you can reach from the car, by car, from this side, and you can reach to the houses by boat on the sea side. No problem. These are from preliminary drawings. Of course, when we build this kind of settlement, we try to establish it's a mass housing project, but we try to establish a kind of traditional settlement or this kind of development. We try to analyze the traditional settlements and these examples, and we try to produce this kind of typological houses. And we use the traditional elements, architectural elements, some kind of openings and the plan types. But some of the elements, for example, this kind of special cornice creates different effects or the attraction points. Okay, can we change? It's not so clear, but these are our facade drawings, and this is the built phase. And you can see we have the row houses here and different architectural elements, but for example, the plans are very similar of these houses, and there are some kind of special buildings. These are in fact the apartment flats. Okay. Can we change? This is the aerial view of a part of settlement. Yes. And these are the different types of houses. For example, we have sometimes large maisons. It's a very big one with the small boatyards. But the typical one, you can see this one. For example, this is a unit with two-story houses, and we have a front garden on the seaside, and there's a small garden again in the backyard. Of course, yes. One more. Yes. There are different phases. Yes. Yes. These are from the backside, from the car parking areas. One of them, there's a small piazza. Yes. Yes, this is the second example. It's very near to first project. Is in fact the town center of the Çeşme Peninsula. Is the on the city center of Çeşme. We built or designed a marina building, but we tried to design a different kind of marina which is a part of the city. We try to establish a relation with the city. It's very connected. It's a part of the city, in fact. And of course, that's the technical. This is our one of the models, the models, and for example, this is the center, and we put some kind of shopping malls, and we try to create a new square for the city, and we have parking areas and small boatyard again here, and there's a shipyard here for the boat construction facilities, and this is the mooring area totally, and there are some kind of restaurants and shopping areas again here. Yes, this is the aerial photo, and you can see the city center almost around here. One of the preliminary drawings. Yes. And these are also the conceptual sketches from the beginning. This is the night view. course, now the Çeşme Marina is become the center of the Çeşme. We changed the center, I think, after these words. Yes. That might be. These are again from the studies. Also, in here we try to analyze the traditional facade typologies of the region, and we try to use this kind of elements on our design. Yes. Yes. View. Oh, yes. Yes. This is the Captain building of the administrative center of the marina, and this is the shopping areas, and this is the restaurants. Yes. And I want to. Third project which I want to share with you is in Bodrum Antalya project. It's a new settlement. It's now under construction now. It's a very new project for us. Please, again, the same map. And İzmir is somewhere here. Çeşme Peninsula is here. Bodrum is here also. And this is the Bodrum Peninsula. This is the coast island. Belongs to Greece. And this is the Aegean Sea. And you can see this point. Yes. There is a volcanic hill here, and this is also this part of the land is an archaeological area. There was some ruins here from the maybe prehistoric times to the early Byzantine period. There you can see some kind of ruins or some kind of elements in these parts here. And of course, in the old times, these parts was a kind of port of this settlement, and this small river brings the soil, and it becomes land again. Yes. And these are the preliminary drawings. We try to create, in fact, this is an empty land, and we try to create a kind of town center here, not only standard coastal second houses or the summer houses development or the mass housing. We try to create a kind of town center with the shopping and the other activities, and of course we have a settlement or the housing sector also. Okay. Yes. Yes, these are also from preliminary drawings. Yes. Yes. These are preliminary drawings for the houses. We have different types of houses. For example, row houses and the apartment flats. Yes. This is the master plan. Now, this part of the project is under the construction, and this is the second part, the hillside houses, and the third part is the rear sector. Also, in the project is the center. We have a square here, and the shopping, small shops here, and we have hotels and the other kind of social activities. And we have a large plage area here, and this is the housing part. Of course, we try to create a small port here. Again, we will dig this part, and a small basin here for the sailors here also. And we try to organize a kind of boat mooring area on this part also. But these are the floating type of mooring elements. Yes. And this is the first part. As I said, we have a hotel building and spa and restaurants. And this is the center, and this is the shopping area. And these are the three-story apartment buildings, and these are the row houses. These are from the model, and we try to create a kind of special building or a special kind of experience for this area. We put a large bridge on the center of the project, and we have also a tower with bridge, and also we use for the emblem of the project for this elements. Yes. This is the house project. Of course, for here also in this project also a boardroom, and this area has a special kind of architecture for Turkey also, and the flat roofs and the whitewashed buildings and the stone walls and the small openings. We try to create this effect or the traditional architectural elements we try to use wider in the project also. Yes. And you can see the small river here, and we put some kind of branch, small creeks here, and our houses are around these small branches. In fact, we try to combine the land and water, and we try to establish a different kind of settlement on the water front, in fact. Yes.
Like Venice.
Yeah, some kind of Venice. Yes, you can see. Of course, these are again the facade drawings. This is the hotel building, and this is the bridge and tower, and these are the housing units. This is from the center square of the settlement. These are the apartment buildings. Again, the tower here and the bridge. Yes. We have a short movie, maybe we can. You can see the emblem of the settlement. This is the boat mooring area, and this is the hillside houses. This is the second part of the project. This is the hillside houses. There's the beach front of the settlement. This is square of the town and the hotel building on the right side. We have one-story cafeterias and the shops here. This is the fisherman's basin. And you will see on the other pictures there are many big trees on the land. We try to protect all the big trees especially and the flora of the natural land. And of course we try to create again the small riverside shores. The apartment flats, you can see different flats, but we try to establish not large, huge, one big block, try to divide the blocks. This is the new site after the construction. And small branches along the houses. Inside each area, port, small port, hotel building. But in modeling we try to use the small size trees here, and you will see the real trees are longer than this one. keep a connection to the archaeological area, and we will design an archaeological park also at this site. At last, I put some construction photographs here, and you see these are the row houses and these are the trees. And it's very hard to see the buildings among the trees. Last one. These are the construction photographs. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions?
Assalamualaikum and welcome to Pakistan. First of all, just regarding the ecological context, you have considered it, but what about the water management, the water that is going to be used, consumed in this project, and after that, how it is going to be discharged from that project? Can you explain that?
Yes. First, for this question, it's very good one. We in this process we learn about many things for the water or the sea movements and the boats for this project. And for the last one, especially, there's another group which works about the water movements and the ecological effects, and the main problem is especially for the winter time, there are many water flows in this area. We try to keep the buildings from these flows, and we try to regulate the water movement at the same time. For this reason, we use the sea water at the same time, but there is a rainwater also comes from the river, and we try to balance these two elements also.
First of all, welcome to Pakistan. My question to you is, of course, a lovely presentation. But I've seen a lot of sketches in your conceptual sketches and development sketches. We all, as artists, face problems by not being able to sketch well and developing it, and we all face it in our offices, even training our architects who come and work for us. How do you develop a project like this, and is it very major part of your design scheme when you're developing a project like this one, or even any kind of project that you do in your office?
Our generation was before the computer era, and we couldn't see the computer design elements in our student time, and because we must draw, this was the only elements or the only tools for us. But you are very lucky, I think. You have many elements to design and to think about or for architecture. But sometimes it's necessary to use both of them still.
Thank you.
Kabir Malik, nice presentation and welcome to Pakistan. Number of questions. One is that, being a student of project management, what is the reusable energy in your projects? Are you using the energy? I can't see any solar things. You talked about the trees, but there any other thing that as a designer you're looking into? And yeah, I think that would be better.
from the point of energy use or energy production on the project, we have no special attribute for this project, but we have an energy protection, and there are some kinds of using panels or this kind of things of the project, but not a special attribute for this project. It's regular things for our projects, for other projects also.
Thank you.
There is one question. I visited Malta when I gone through from Dubai to Malta and then Libya. Nature-wise, you are very rich, and your all waterfront speak itself that you have adobe architecture and everything. Why you have not changed your actual adobe architecture? You still retain in that time. You want what kind of concept you want to give? You are not designing a new thing, or you're not designing a new thing for the as a club architecture or something. You're still preserving or conserving your actual architecture. So you are not. Why you are not change your theme, or why you are very strong to your history?
Yeah, this is maybe this is a personal choice, but I'm not alone in this attitude. Or there's many architects try to follow the tradition and understanding the traditional architecture and follow this architecture. Maybe we prefer the safe side of the design, but I like. This is not a rational choice for me, but I like to build this kind of buildings.
Can I add to this that I know many friends who come from the US and elsewhere to have to spend the summer in these developments, and they are very much, and this is, people like that kind of Aegean and Mediterranean language that is there.
Thank you very much.
I would like to invite Sir Faisal Ashur to present the IAP pin to Sir Turgut.
Wow.
Honorary.
Oh, really? It's a great honor. Thank you very much.
We would like to present you one book.
Oh,
This is a publication of from the art chapter. It's a heritage walk book based on this documentation of Rawalpindi, which is the neighboring town, and we have all the signatures of the executive committee. And this is a souvenir that goes with you.
thank you very much.
What an insightful presentation. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your knowledge with us.